We live. Let's talk about it. Islamism. Still no sound. It's delayed. Don't worry about it. Okay. It's just a delay, huh? Islam. Let's talk about it. Islam. Let's talk about it. Let's give perfect praise to Father God, Allah, the Father of the truth. Islam, we gonna bring this truth today. I give perfect praise and all thanksgiving to Allah. Let's give honors to the noble prophet, noble Drew Ali, for bringing that truth, giving us instructions how to have confidence in that truth, and to his forerunner, Marcus Garvey. I gotta give my honors what honors due. If you ain't joining the Conscious College, consciouscollege.org. Join the Conscious College. Let's talk about it. Breach of contract and enforcement of that enforcement of equity. If you're familiar with accounting, then you should be familiar with what we're looking at on the screen. FAS 140. The FAS 140 replaced the FAS 125. Let's talk about it. Let's get deep. This is how we come in Conscious College. We're going to get deep. Because there's too much fraud going on behind these contracts, and we don't know nothing about it. It's a breach of contract. When they sold your contract, they committed identity theft. Let's talk about it. I wish I could see these comments, man. I can't. I think I can. Hold on. I think I know how to see them. I'm going to pull up my Facebook. Come on, I'm live on Facebook. I'm live on Instagram. Let's talk about breach of contract and enforcement. Let's talk about the breach of contract and enforcement. Say that again. Okay. Let's talk about that breach of contract. Yesterday we talked about that how to beat that child support, how to catch that fraud in that child support. If you ain't catch that last live yesterday, catch that live. We was talking about that child support, going dead in on the child support. I had turned up on that one, I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to turn up now. Shout out to my team, my sound team. They be trying to turn me up. I'm a little bit too high on this holy high. I'm a little too high on the holy day. It's a holy day. Happy holy day. Happy holy day. It's love to all the Muslims all across the world. It's the holy day for all Muslims. Let me see here. I can't see myself live on there. Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can see myself live and ain't happen. All right, let's talk about it. Breach of contract now. What's going down is, let's start from the start. Let's go to the 48-hour rule. Let's talk about the 48 hours before that sale go down. See, most people, when y'all sending out y'all processes and y'all trying to enforce y'all rights and y'all discharges, what y'all falling short is y'all understanding. You lacking understanding. Understanding is the crown chakra. That's the highest degree of spirituality. Noble Drew Ali say you can't reach your highest degree of spirituality by being a beggar. And y'all and being beggars, y'all begging for these people to please discharge and balance these books. You supposed to be coming in with the spirit of law, knowing, listen, if you don't balance these books, I'm finna enforce this for breach of contract on you. And see, reason why you ain't got that spirit in you because you ain't got that understanding based on the right knowledge, foundation. See, this is what we gonna teach you in the conscious college. You come into conscious college every week, we trying to build and give you a foundation to understand. Now let's start with the 48-hour rule. What is that? What is a 40-hour rule? The 48-hour rule is a requirement that sellers to be announced mortgage-backed securities, which is an MBS, communicate all pool information regarding the MBS to buyers before 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 48 hours before the settlement date of the trade. The Securities Industry and Financial Markets Association, SIFMA, enforces this rule. SIFMA was formerly known as the Public Securities Association or the Bond Market Association. Let's talk about that. So 48 hours before they trade your contract, after you can sign a contract, whether it be a mortgage-backed security or an asset-backed security, an MBS or the ABS, it don't matter. This rule apply for all contracts. Now, how many of y'all know about the 48-hour rule? How many of y'all know about that? Okay, so you got 72 hours on the UCC to refund any type of transaction. That's why you get 72 hours or 3 days to refund stuff at the store. You go to Walmart, anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Well, Walmart give you a little extended more time. You know, they got different little policy going on, but most stores, you automatically got 3 days to anything. You feel me? So you gotta know what that means. If I went to go get a car or a credit card, or I open up some type of loan or got a mortgage, I got 3 days to rescind this contract based on fraud. Now, if I don't rescind the contract, then what they gonna do is securitize it. They gonna pool it together. They're gonna pull it in a pool, and then they gonna sell it to investors. First, they gonna transfer it and sell it to a different bank. The bank gonna be the indentured trustee. The indentured trustee gonna sell it to the market. This all is about the bond market. Y'all know about the stock market. Some of y'all may be more advanced and know about the foreign exchange market. But then there's a higher market than that, and that's the bond market, which is a part of the financial markets. So the financial markets, you got different type of markets. You got like the options and futures. So when you're dealing with options and futures, you're talking about securitized contracts. Okay, on the options market, the futures market. So people are making money off your contract because you backing these contracts. You paying these loans for 3 years, 5 years, 30 years. You got a mortgage you paying for 30 years. These people are making money off that because they holding you to this contract that they sold to a third party. The third party got the contract, and they paid your bank the whole amount for that contract within 72 hours. They paid the whole amount. So you thinking, okay, I got to pay this mortgage back for $200K, $300K. Whole time, They done gave these people 300K, cashed them out. So the bank free of obligation, they clear. Far as they trying to collect from you, that's already, they done made their money off the contract because they securitized, they monetized it. Then they turn around and come back and charge you for it. Why do they charge you for it? Because they want you to pay back the investor. Because the investor, if the contract worth 200K, the investor gonna pay that for a 200K, but what he trying to do is get the interest off you. So that's how he gonna make a profit. So if that 200K, if the interest rate, we're gonna say easy math, 10%. If 10% is the interest rate on 200K, that's 20,000. That's 20,000 profit that he gonna receive off his investment. So he just made a clean, quick little 20K. But these are in a pool. So he not just making a little 20K off you, he making the 20K off the whole pool. The pool means everybody who got an account with these banks, they all making money off all of y'all, all together. So they pull them together, depending on when you open the loan, how much the loan is, and what type of loan it is. They pull them together, and then they put a CUSIP number on it. A CUSIP number means they registered with the Security Exchange Commission. So when they put a CUSIP on it, they just transferred your contract into a security collateral, and they registered as a collateral. Now they can go trade it. It's now valuable. This with the 48-hour rule. This was all happening within 3 days of you signed the contract. This happened on the back end. You don't even know it. You got what they call an underwriter. A lot of y'all don't know what an underwriter is in the underwriter position in the bank. The underwriter is the person that makes you undertake the loan. All right. Let's go to Black's Law Dictionary. Let's look what an underwriter is. Because this is the main culprit in the whole transaction. When we went down with the underwriter, you didn't even know. Why you think you have to go see the underwriter after you sign all the paperwork? You got to sign the paperwork in front of the underwriter, though. That last little paperwork, right? Most of y'all don't know what the underwriter do. The underwriter is the person who actually sells the contract. That's their job. They just not going to tell you that because they know you don't know. Now, we in Black's Law Dictionary, 5th edition. Underwriter, any person, banker, or syndicate that guarantees to furnish a definite sum of money by a definite date to a business or government in return for an issue of bonds or stock. In insurance, the one assuming a risk in return for the payment of a premium. One who agrees to purchase an entire security issue for a specific price, usually for resale to others. A person who has acquired securities from an issuer or a control person pursuant to contract or exchange and intends to reoffer or resell said securities to the public. Term refers to any person who has purchased from an issuer with a view to or sells for an issuer in connection with the distribution of any security, or participate or has a direct or indirect participation in any such undertaking, or participates or has a participation in the direct or indirect underwriting of any such undertaking. But such terms shall not include a person whose interest is limited to a commission from an underwriter or dealer, not in excess of the usual customary distributor or seller's commission. So the underwriter, let's go back, is a person who acquires securities from an issuer pursuant to the contract or exchange, and intends to reoffer or resell said securities to the public. What is the public? The public is the public market. So that means the moment you went and seen the underwriter, within 72 hours, the underwriter securitized your loan. He securitized that contract. He actually bought the contract from you at that moment. That's what the closing is really about. It's a sale. They call it the credit sale. You have sold your credit to the underwriter. Now he takes that and sell it to the public market, which are just nothing more but investors. And guess who are the investors? The banks and insurance companies. The banks and insurance companies are the ones who are going to buy it from this underwriter. So he buy it for the low and sell it for the high. That's what he's doing. He buying it for the low and sell it for the high. Let's see what Investopedia has to say about an underwriter. This is the type of training we're going to give you in Conscious College. Come on to the consciouscollege.org, and this is the type of things we talk about every Sunday. This was Sunday school about. You ain't got to go in there and talk about no fake hope, no fake hopes, no fake prophets. We talk about the real prophets, all the divine, the real prophets who came and brought the message of truth. Oh, look, they got a nice little video for you about an underwriter. That's what we come to talk about. We come to bring you the message of truth. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. ConsciousCollege.org. Let's talk about an underwriter. Let's see what Investopedia has to say about the underwriter.
In the investment world, an underwriter is a company that helps corporations or other issuing bodies distribute their securities. Suppose ABC Corporation wants to expand business and needs funds, decides to issue an initial public offering to raise the money. ABC hires an investment bank to be the underwriter for its IPO. The investment bank and ABC together determine how much money they believe the IPO will raise, how much the bank will be paid in fees and profits, and other details. ABC and the investment bank file a statement with the SEC to register the IPO. After the SEC reviews the application to make sure all necessary information has been submitted, it works with ABC to set a sale date. The investment bank buys ABC shares to fund the IPO. The bank profits when it sells the shares through its distribution network at a higher price. Underwriters assume the risk of managing and selling the shares. They must be thorough when setting prices. If they underestimate interest in the offering, they leave money on the table. If they overestimate, they may be stuck keeping the shares or selling them for a lower price.
So,
mobile games are going big with Google Play Games.
okay, let's start right there. Okay, underwriter is a very important piece of this puzzle. Okay, because we see the underwriter is actually a corporation. So the person we looking at is the agent for the underwriter. He's the underwriter agent for the underwriter. So a lot of times when y'all going to the dental trustee and all other type of y'all going to the underwriter. That's the corporation. That's the other bank who actually bought your contract, and they're gonna sell it to the investors. See, all this is happening in one room within 72 hours. This ain't no transaction that happens over months and a long period of time. If y'all ever bought a car, a house, or anything, y'all know what I'm talking about. Once you get financed, you go see the underwriter. So let's educate ourselves what the underwriter is. What is an underwriter?
Experience more ways to play Free Fire.
I want to stay. Show us more videos. We want more videos. What is an underwriter? The underwriters, any party, usually a member of a financial organization that evaluates and assumes another party risk in mortgages, insurance, loans, or investments for a fee, usually in the form of a commission, premium, spread, or interest. Underwriters try to determine the likelihood that a borrower will pay as promised and that enough collateral is available if there is a default. In the case of insurance, underwriters seek to assess the policyholder's health and other factors, spread the potential risk among as many people as possible. Okay, so the underwriter can be any party that's involved in this, and it can be a member of a financial organization, which is a bank. And the underwriter is the person who's the last person gonna make the deal go through. Okay. Key takeaways: an underwriter is any party, usually a member of the financial organization, that evaluates and assumes for a fee another party's risk in mortgages, insurance, loans, or investments. Underwriters work in many areas of finance, from the insurance industry to the mortgage lender. So they in every industry. Underwriters determine the level of risk for lenders. Okay. Underwriters are critical to the mortgage industry, insurance industry, equity markets, and common types of debt securities trading. Debt securities trading because of their ability to ascertain risk. A book runner is another name for a lead underwriter. All right. So we talking about book runners, double booking entry, indentured trustees, indentured trusts, financial organizations. When you go through um, the loan financing process, your contract turns into a collateral. So the underwriter assesses this collateral to see if it's even worth invested in the market. Like it's like they making sure they can sell it. They making sure, okay, this is a good product. We can sell this one. This gonna make us some money. And what they looking at is your ability to pay it back, because you back these security loans. So they looking, that's why they be so hard on proof of income and things like that, or looking at your credit report, because they want to know, can this person pay back this fraud that we finna enter into, because we finna sell this boy. You see what I'm saying? Because think about it. Why would they even need a credit report in the first place? If your word, your promise to pay is your promise to pay. And they got your address and everything. They got court. They can, if you don't pay your loan back, they can just take you to court. They got creditors remedies for these type of things. What you think laws made for? You feel me? There's no need for a credit score, for real. They just want to assess your ability to pay back, because they know they need you to pay back the fraud. Because remember, this is an asset-backed security. This is a mortgage-backed security. It has to be backed by you. So these book runners, you feel me? I ain't no disrespect to them, but no, these book runners, you feel me? This is what they do. They running game on you by running these books. It's just what it say. I mean, I just take things literal sometimes. Sometimes a lot of things is metaphysical and spiritual, but some things is plain right in your face. A book runner. They running game on you by running these books. You don't even know about double booking and counting. Let's talk about it. What do underwriters do? Watch your foot, man. Pulling. What do underwriters do? Underwriters play a critical role in many industries in the financial world, including the mortgage industry, the insurance industry, equity markets, and some types of debt securities trading. An individual in the position of a lead underwriter is sometimes called a book runner. Modern day underwriters play a variety of roles depending on the industry in which they work. In general, underwriters are tasked with determining the level of risk involved in a transaction or other kind of business decision. Risk is the likelihood that an outcome or investment actual gains will differ from an expected outcome or return. Or return. What's a return? Because we can click on additional words now. I don't know what we click on. I don't know what that is. See, now they trying to play games. A return, I can tell you right now, return is something you don't know about. That's why we clicked on some whole different stuff. Return is actually a profit that you really want to be specific. A return is just a profit. But they got, you know what I'm saying? It's a whole nother way. They make profit off this, and that's when you click on that, that's what it's gonna explain to you. But I ain't finna get deep into what the return really is. You feel me? Yeah, I know. It says investors rely on underwriters because they determine if a business risk is worth taking. Underwriters also contribute to sales type activities. Sales types activities. What's the sale type activity? They finna sell your contract. For example, now they finna give you an example. An initial public offering, IPO. The underwriter might purchase the entire IPO to issue and sell it to investors. An IPO is a process through which a previously privately owned company sells its shares on the public stock exchange for the first time. Now this the person you go see before you get that car at that house. Now, this the underwriter. This is the person who buys an entire IPO, and it says, what is an IPO? Initial public offering. I used to hear about public offerings in church. You feel me? But you can have a initial public offering on the market. It's like you being birthed. It's like you being baptized. Your first time offering something to the public stock exchange. 30 minutes. So you got to understand, like, this is why you got to stand on business. You got to know, first of all, where the fraud even started from. First of all, when you signed a contract, you gave them a blank endorsement. They knew that. You ain't know that because you was green. You ain't know, okay, I'm just signing a blank endorsement. And they took that, put that on the market, securitized that, registered that. The underwriter did it for him. He purchased that. He like, yeah, give me all these sweet contracts. I'm gonna buy all these up. These are IPOs. I'm gonna sell these to investors. And the IPO is when a privately owned company. Who's the privately owned companies? The Federal Reserve banks. Them privately owned companies. Because they not government owned. They private. They foreign companies. That's not the government. The Federal Reserve banks are not the government. So you got to have a foundation and know what's going on so you can stand on business. Start paying these bills. And these orders, these court orders, learn what's going on. They selling all these things. Come to the consciouscollege.org. That's what we teach. Grand Sheik, faithful member. That's what we teaching. Check in with me. And I'm still gonna be dropping this on for live on free. You can't deny me at this point. I'm dropping you free gems. If you just study this alone, you can go in, get all your money back on the contract and start enforcing your rights. All right, so we're gonna close up on a note. Islamism.